Hi, so here we are on success.act.org, and I am going to sign in as a user. I will use my school email and the password that I set up. This should be the same email that you used when you created your TAA account. When I come in, I now see that I have access to TAA. I can click on that and it will take me directly into the TAA system that I am familiar with because I have seen it before. And once we get in here, you're going to see that it says select the organization for which you want to request accommodations or EL supports. Most people will only have one choice here, but if you do have access to multiple schools, then you will want to make sure that you select the school that goes with the student who you are requesting supports for. Then you'll select that continue button. The first thing that you're going to want to do is search to see if the student already has an account or a record in TAA. If you need help searching or aren't 100% sure how to do that, we have a video available for you. You can click on this button, it'll take you out. It will explain the importance of searching and just give you some good information there. You can select that button there. I searched for someone with a last name of Smith. You can do last name, first name, their TAA PIN, and I can look and see for my school, we have 7 Smiths that came in. None of these are the Smith that I'm looking for because I want to put in for Philip Smith, and I'm going to spell his name correctly. Or sorry, Philip Smith. If I typed in Philip Smith, nope, he's not there. So since Philip Smith does not already have a request in TAA, I'm going to select the new request button. From here, you start with entering all of the examinee's details. I'm going to put down here that it's Philip so I remember who I'm submitting for. His state student ID is 123456. If they registered or before you put in this request in TAA, when you search, they should come up and all this demographic information would be completed already. That's why it's important that you search first and don't just randomly go, oh, I've never put in anything for them before. Do that search. It can save you a lot of time. Put in their date of birth, 2020. It's going to tell me that the student is not old enough to test. So I'm going to make Philip really old. Then you're going to put in the student's address and the zip code. When you put in the zip code, it's going to pre-populate this information for you. With any zip code, if there's multiple places it could be, you can select the button and say, oops, it's not really West Branch, it's Springdale. I can say it's Herbert Hoover National History Site. So I hit save and continue. For state and district testing, I'm going to select the state and district testing here on the test date. Here you can see that right now this is set up for our fall 2020 testing. So based on your contract's initial test date, you're going to select the appropriate test date. So you have September, October for state, and then we also have a district October test date. I'm going to say that this is for the state September test date and select save and continue. And then it says, are you asking for ACT authorized accommodations or English learner supports or both? You could have students with both. ACT authorized accommodations are for students with disabilities. So generally think an IEP, a 504 plan, possibly a healthcare plan. You must answer yes or no to both. I am actually going to say yes on both of these so you can see what's coming through and what you see. When you say yes to the ACT authorized accommodations, it's going to provide you a list of disabilities that you might be choosing. So you can go through and see that they're there. Most disabilities should be here and you should be able to select from the list that's provided. As a FYI, if it's a square, that means you can select more than one. If it's a circle, it means you can only select one. So for this student, I am going to say that Philip has ADHD. And then if the disability isn't listed there, you can type something in the other disability category box. There are things that may not be there, and so you will put it here. It is important if it is here to select here rather than typing it in the other box. Then let's look at those English learner supports requests for the examinees. What we have here are the languages that are available for the translated directions. That's what the languages are that are listed here. If you have a student that does not have one of these, please select other and then let us know what that language is. This helps us know for future reference when we're looking at what other languages might we be adding in the future. This is a good data point for us. Then I'm going to hit save and continue. What kind of accommodation plan does the examinee have? Do they have an IEP, a 504? An accommodations plan, that's typically what we would expect to see from a private school. An exception statement, which those tend to be homeschool students. Then we have the healthcare plan, which is what we would expect to see for students that maybe they have diabetes or POTS or something else that they don't have an IEP or 504 plan, but they do have a healthcare plan on file at the school. So for this student, we're going to have an IEP, and then we have how long has the plan been in place? And for this case, I'm going to say it's been in place for more than 4 months. And does the examinee receive English learner supports at school? Here, we're going to say yes. And then I'm going to select save and continue. Okay, and then it moved me on to the accommodations and supports page, which is what accommodations or supports are you requesting for this student? This here and your choices are listed based on what we would typically expect to see based on the disability that was selected earlier. So I'm sitting here looking going, my student has ADHD. In addition, they have an EL plan. So I'm not setting location. It's not on their IEP. I'm not selecting either of those. He will need some translated directions as well as the bilingual dictionary. Then I'm going to start looking at the timing, standard time, time and a half. Well, as an English learner, he would qualify for time and a half, but he's an English learner that also has ADHD issues, so he's having some difficulty there. On his plan, we do talk about limiting the amount of time that he can test in one day. So we're going to sit here and look and we're going to say, testing over multiple days is on his plan, so we're going to go ahead and request that based on his ADHD. Again, we have an other box that's available that you can type in things that are not provided for you here. You could type those in there if there's something else you need or the student needs to access the ACT. After you hit save and continue, you're going to the documentation page. The first thing that we ask you for is their IEP. I am going to put in the IEP file that I have saved for the student on my desktop or wherever you have it. You do need to upload each file individually, and then each file has to have its own name and to not use any special characters. For whatever reason, our system just does not like it, and we have problems opening it on our side. So please just don't use those special characters. Also, as a note, your IEP or 504 plan, that you should be going, yes, I know I need to upload that. When it comes to your psych ed report, generally when we're talking schools and districts, the information we're looking for, which is the scores on their recent psych ed testing, that information is generally found in their tri. So in their triennial review, we're looking for that. So if you give us the triennial review as the IEP because they just went through their reevaluation process and you're going, oh my goodness, what am I going to upload here in the psych ed area because I already provided that information? I keep a document on my desktop called blank, and I could upload that because you're going to have to put something there, but I put blank. That way, the ACT people that are looking at it know there's not supposed to be something on that document. We're not looking and going, oh my goodness, something didn't upload properly. We know this is a blank page and you're using it just to make sure that something is there. If you want to delete a document that you've already put there, but there is that delete button that allows you to delete. Also, if you want to view the document that you uploaded, you're going, oh my goodness, did I get the right student? Did I really put the IEP there? Is that really what it is? You can select the view button. I'm going to show you my fun and exciting blank document, which you can say, yes, it is blank. But you can view those documents and see that. On my English learner documentation, I would be expecting to see an English learner plan, but What ACT really wants to see, if you really want to know what we want, those individual student score reports from their spring testing, that is really what we want to see. There's other documentation we'll take, but those ISRs are very important to us, and they're the easiest, fastest way for us to look and see what's going on with the student's English language proficiency. Sometimes you'll have parents that say, hey, I really want to tell ACT something. So you can have a parent letter, or if you have a teacher survey or a teacher wants to say something, you can put that in under the other documentation. Again, you're going to hit that save and continue. Finally, you hit this review screen. In the review screen, this is where you can double check all of your information. Make sure that this demographics is appropriate, that this is the student's address, date of birth. All of this is going to match the information that you are going to put into your PA next, or that they're going to use to register. Double check that test date. Make sure that you put in the correct test date, which is the first test date for your contract testing. Check out their reason for the request. It's showing up twice here, but that's okay. It's going to go through as long as they're correct. If you need to edit this for any reason, you can come back in here and edit and take things out. I don't want to, because then I would have to go through and hit things again, and I don't want to. So after I did that, I can actually hit save and continue, and then I can just pop through everything again. So I'm at that page. Plan details, everything in here is correct. I have double checked that yes, I have all the documentation uploaded that I wanted. Oh, I put blank in here. Oh no, I really wanted to put in that psych eval that I had. So let me come back, delete that, come choose the correct file and upload it. Now I can hit save and continue, and I come back and I go, oh, yep, now I have everything in there that I wanted. Then I'm going to come down and check this box. This box is basically saying everything that I have put into the system is accurate to the best of my knowledge. I understand that once I put it in, I can't put in any more information until a decision has been made. It also indicates that you have that signed consent to release information to ACT on file at your school. There's a few other things in here, but those are the biggies. Then you're going to select submit. The submit gives you this screen that says confirmation your request has been successfully submitted. What I do is I then hit the print, and sorry, my screen, you only get to see part of my screen. I hit the print, and then I do a save as a PDF, and that allows me to save this PDF, this confirmation, onto my computer, so I don't have a bunch of papers hanging out in my office. I just have it on file on my computer that says, yes, I submitted, and it provides me that information that if somebody says, how come we haven't heard, what's going on, you can go in and say, well, I submitted it, and here's my confirmation that I submitted. Once you're done with that student, you can select your home screen and go back, and you can do another request, or you can close out and say, I'm having a great day. So thank you for watching.